Okay, so yesterday in my video, I talked about how there's talks of an eighth seed being added to the playoffs. Basically, we've been an eighth seed in the AFC and an eighth seed in the NFC, which means that one more team could get in. That is just basically right outside the seventh seed. Now there's a chance to have another team in. So basically, what that would mean is that there is no bye. The first seed is not going to bye. Obviously, they originally had this before COVID, because again, this is a adjustment around COVID for just this year. They usually want the number one seed gets a bye, and they're off until the divisional round, which is the second round after the wild card. Now the one seed is going to have to play in the wild card weekend, and basically it's just the eighth seed. So basically, that's. You could technically say that's an easy game because again, it's going to be a team that's like 8-8, 7-9, 9-7 or something like that. So it's going to be a team that's right on the brink of 500, right around 500. If it's a team like Dallas or the Browns, just teams like that, just teams that have a chance of making the playoffs. That aren't gonna, go beyond the wild card round, basically. I'm not gonna say Dolphins, and I'm gonna make a whole video on the Dolphins that's gonna come out tomorrow. Talking about them because I think they have a chance of at least going into the divisional round, depending on who they play, how the odds stack up. So I'm not gonna, rope Dolphins into the eighth seed because I think they could get the fifth or the sixth seed, depending on how they play the rest of their year. So anyway, back to back to this. It's just, it's an extra game. So we basically have 4 games a day. So, 4 games Saturday, 4 games Sunday instead of 3 games each day, like they normally do. I'm sorry, is it normally 3? I don't remember. It might even be only 2, or how they used to do it. Because again, it's supposed to be, just one team has off, and then there's going to be 3 games. I think the way it was before, I think it was only 2 games per day on wild card weekend. Because you had 2 buys, so yeah, that makes sense. Because you had another seed, another game. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Anyway, so no one has off, which I mean, not having a buy is gonna help and hurt some teams. A team I think because the Packers are still vying for that number 1 spot, they still can get it. I think buys kind of hurt us. Now you can point towards the playoff game last year in the division round where we played Seattle, and there were people said that was Matt LaFleur's best coaching game, and that obviously came after a bye because we didn't have to play wild card weekend. But I just think the way we play after a bye. Look at Tampa this year. Within the before Tampa this year, we were 1-7 in the last 7 years. Now we're 1-8, basically. In the last 8, or yeah, you know what I mean. Or I'm sorry, 1-6 in the last 7 years, and now we are 1-7 in the last 8 years. Excuse me, my math is off. So it's gonna help a team like that, in my opinion, because I kind of don't want the Packers to get the bye, and having to play every week. It's an elimination every week. I think that can help the Packers. I think, though, it can help a team like the Chiefs. I think the Saints, a team like that could, be really good with it. Chiefs, like I mentioned, Steelers possibly because they don't have a bye anymore because of COVID, and it's been about a month now, but I believe I think there was a Steelers that tested positive during the week of they're supposed to play the Titans while the Titans were on a 14-day quarantine. I don't remember exactly how that happened, but they basically lost their bye is what I'm trying to say. So they're going 15 weeks or something like that without a bye, which means obviously there's no bye this year, but I'm saying like next year in the future if this happens again, a team like that has a bye in the playoffs. That again, you haven't had a bye in 15 weeks. That's gonna be pretty helpful to rest up after going 15 straight weeks of just playing your hearts out and making it to the playoffs. And obviously you need to get the 1 seed to be able to get the bye. So I think Steelers could help. Again, Titans could also help because again they wasted their bye early on in the season too. So I think there's teams that could use a bye and there's teams that couldn't. So I mean it's good because again more playoffs. Playoffs are always fun to watch. And so the more games for a playoffs, 4 games a day, heading into December and then or December into January, and then obviously I guess it's really the whole month. I guess it depends because I think there's some games that are like the end of the year, and then there's some in January. Anyway, I'm way off topic in this video. It's just this year's gonna look a little different. But I'm again, not many people are gonna complain about an extra game. Again, if you're a player, and you're in that number 1 spot right now, or later down the line. I think it would suck because again no one can have a bye this year, but I just think if this works out, I could see this in the future down the line just having no byes for anyone if this works really well, ratings go up and all that stuff that the NFL pays attention to, money. I think just having like 4 games on a wild card I think could be really cool and nice for them. So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up. A lot of rambling. I'm sorry about that. just talking about the playoffs is always fun, and I can't wait to see who is going to make the playoffs. Obviously we have some ideas of some teams that are going to make it, and then there's some teams that look like they may not make it right now, but are going to just run the table for the rest of the year and win the rest of their games or whatever. So when we're, down the line, week 16, 17, whatnot, and, the playoffs are basically set and, there's like 1 or 2 teams that, can win and whatnot, I'm going to, there's going to be a lot of playoff videos because, again, I love talking about playoffs. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap up here. In conclusion, I'm fine with any seed. Not having a bye kind of sucks for some teams. But it'll be interesting to see how they handle it, and if they end up going to 8 games or 8 seeds next year, or if this is just a one-time thing. So for now, like the video, share it around, don't forget to subscribe, and we are out of here. Peace.